All right, so finally, during this pandemic time, we are going to get out and we are going to start our first waterfall of the season. And we are going to a perfectly flat backyard. And this is a great indication on, sometimes people say, oh, my yard's flat, I can't have a waterfall. Well, you know what? Today we're going to show you it can be done. All right, so today we are in Malta, New York, and we are starting a project in this backyard. This backyard is super flat, and that's one of the questions we get all the time is it possible to even have a water feature without any elevation? And the answer is yes. We can create the elevation in the backyard and still make things look natural, but it still needs to be to scale, right? Because sometimes you see these places that are got this huge volcano effect and we don't really want that. So as long as the elevation that's brought in is to scale, everything will look perfect. It's hard to see, but this elevation is higher than this elevation, obviously because you want water to run away from a house. This is a brand new house. There is no landscape in the backyard yet, and it's just a wide open pallet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna soften that berm up here. So it's gonna taper to that side where we cut the sod, all the way over here past the dingo, over to this mark. We're gonna leave this grass path just because you don't want such a hard area, but there's gonna be plants and stuff going around this 12-foot long pondless. Then we're gonna start bringing in the soil, and we can show you what we mean by creating a natural looking berm. But of course, once you plant it, that's when it's really gonna start looking natural. All right, so I'm back here to the Malta, New York project where we built that Pondless Waterfall, Jason and I, and it's a whole month later. They got all their landscaping in, and I don't know if you remember, but we had that plywood road down, and you know why we did that plywood road? Well, I'll show you. We were able to put plywood down the whole way, and it absolutely saved the lawn. Look how lush and green this is. Obviously, he takes good care of it. He planted this beautiful birch right here on the corner, and look at this bed. She's got all her plants, all her flowers planted now, and it just looks awesome. We planted those couple of big evergreens for her because that's going to give, for both of them, we planted those trees, so that's going to give them some cover because over next door they've started a project also. So right here, look how beautiful and how good of a job they did landscaping, and here's the finished product of our water feature. So over here you can kind of see on this section, you see how we have that little kicker falls that kind of comes over this way. That's because the bedroom is right behind me, and we wanted to make sure there was a falls facing through that one side bedroom window. Then when you come back over on this way, like this, you're facing more towards the kitchen and dining area. And then when we come back over here, we kind of have that mid falls, and then back up in here. What I think is really cool is the spillway is totally hidden behind this one big rock over in this section. And look at that, all the sedum that we planted over top of that, and the moss is really starting to take hold. You got these deep bodies of water because I really don't like when gravel shows. Down in here you can see, I wish it was nighttime because you could be able to see how the lights react with the water flow. And down into here is our holding basin. And that's important to make sure that you have a big enough area and you create that little couple inches of water on top to help make it look like a pooling area. So one of the best things about this project is when we showed up, they had this perfectly flat backyard. And they were like, I cannot picture this water feature in the backyard. Well, the important thing is that even if you have a flat backyard, even if the grade pitches away, all you have to do is you berm it up, put some plantings in there. And this is a perfect example on how you can create your own oasis in a perfectly flat backyard. All right, so that's a wrap on our backyard Pondless Waterfall. It's about a 12-foot pondless. The nice part about that is it is, I wouldn't really call entry level because you'll never outgrow that in a backyard this size, but you got to remember you want to scale everything, right? You want to put a 40-foot stream in that backyard because you don't have 40 feet. there was probably only 22 to 24 feet of actual lawn space in the back. So to do a 12-foot pondless, berm it up, get some plants behind it, I tell you what, 2 to 3 years from now, that garden is going to look awesome. So if you like this sort of thing and you like following along with us, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, give us your comments, do whatever it is that you do to keep us giving you the content that you want to see and hear. Everyone, you have a great day. See you on the next project.